Hi, what's going on guys? It's Almond. Welcome back to another Wizard101 video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Nightmare Dungeon having a world's first event, meaning there's actually going to be a, I guess, dungeon race per se, of who can finish it for the first time ever in Wizard101. Now there's going to be some rewards and everything like that, and I'm really shocked Wiz is doing something like this. So I'll give you guys my thoughts and opinions while we discuss a little bit about this event. So if you do enjoy this type of content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all type of stuff. Join Discord if you guys haven't. I appreciate everyone that's been joining the Discord. I think we're closing in on 700 members, so legit I appreciate all of you guys that have been joining and even just helping me with videos. It does mean quite a lot. So let's actually talk about the event. Now the event, it says starts from the release from the dungeon till February 4th. Now if we actually look at the time frame of this, today is the 27th of when I'm recording this. Now February 4th is way down here. Now I think they would only do something like this if the dungeon was coming out on the 29th. I feel like if it came out like on the 31st, I feel like the time frame's a little bit different, but I feel like a week from the 29th I think makes so much sense to me. But hey, anything's possible. They could release it on a Wednesday or like a different day within the week, but I'm really leaning towards that Monday really hard, and if it's not on that Monday I'm kind of shocked. I'm not gonna lie, but it's okay. So it'll be till the 4th or whatever, and then review entries and announce the winners on February 8th. Now hopefully they are actually reviewing this, because I've heard some people talk in Discords saying, well, what if we just take a picture of we won, you know, with no proof of like victory or anything like that. Usually how events like this go in other games, for example, I will use a prime example for Destiny 2, is that Destiny 2 streamers always have to record / stream their runs, right? Because they want to actually review the VODs and everything like that. Hopefully Wiz is just gonna take care of that and maybe look into the runs within their systems, because if not, people will just kind of like cheat or do something that's not allowed, right? There's definitely some cheats that you can use in the dungeon per se. So hopefully KI is going to look into this type of stuff, so maybe that's why they need a couple days to review it. So there's that. But let's actually talk about this stuff. So basically get your gear ready, and who will be the world's first to get the Bad Dreamweaver badge. Now hopefully the 50 badge is something referenced at Nightmare of Elm Street, right? Because Bad Dreamweaver, I mean, it's just the Dreamweaver gear just with bad in front of it. Now this is probably the badge that you get just for finishing it once. Now there's probably going to be another badge for completing the challenge mode per se, like 25 or 50 times, because all the other challenge modes have that in Wallaroo, where like you get it for first time completion, and then if you do it like 50 times or 25 times, or I don't remember the exact amount, I think it's 50, you get another badge. Now there's most likely going to be like 4 badges dropping with this dungeon. Now you might be wondering, how is there 4? Now there's going to be the Bad Dreamweaver badge, which is the first time completion of challenge mode. Now there's probably going to be a standard mode badge where like if you get a certain amount of completions you can craft the gear. I'm pretty sure that's linked to a challenge mode. I'm pretty sure those challenge mode completions count towards that badge as well. I would assume so. And then there's going to be another badge for a certain amount of completions, like 25 or 50. And then there'll probably be another badge where if you finished every single challenge mode 50 times, right? Because there is 2 badges per challenge mode for finishing it once and finishing it 50 times or like 25 times, whatever. So there's probably like another secret badge. And I've talked about this in multiple videos, saying like my assumption is that badge is most likely going to give our character like a certain effect. They've been doing these like effect gear template things more and more. If you look at the Hunhow gear, it has like these little rocks orbiting you. I know we had like the Carnival gear a while back, and that had effects on our character. Now I feel like the next thing on the list realistically is just give us a badge that gives our character some sort of effect, whether it be a halo, glowing eyes, something like that. And that's the only thing I can think of when it comes to badge effects. I don't know what else can be locked behind a badge other than having effects on your badge, like from your badge. Pirate does this. They're known for this, and I'm assuming Wiz is the next thing that's going to be taken from it. So that's just my assumption, and if it isn't that, I'm kind of shocked, really. I don't know what else they could put behind a badge other than like a secret wand or something like that. I don't know. So gather your team, make it through the dungeon. New mechanics, and who can complete the dungeon with win the ultimate prize. They also show this image. I think Kyle even posted in the Discord like images to this, so I might use this in the thumbnail, who knows. But I really like that when Wiz does that. So the Nightmare Dungeon will be released in challenge mode with the standard mode soon after. Challenge mode so people can do this whole competition, and then standard mode later so players can actually casually farm it. So be prepared for a challenge. Keep in mind this is a competition. You do not have to participate. However, if you do, you may reap the rewards. So there's that. And another thing is with the gear, it's not going to be like certain bosses in the dungeon drop different pieces. It's going to be similar to, like, I guess you can say Tartarus, where all the loot is at the end. So you can't just go into challenge mode thinking, hey, let me just farm some of these bosses. I'm pretty sure how Cam designed it, how all the other designers worked on the dungeon, said like, hey, let's just toss it all at the end so players don't just pick and choose bosses to farm and just leave midway through. So also keep that in mind when the dungeon comes out. How to enter: if you prove that you've finished the dungeon, use hashtag Wizard101 and hashtag World's First Nightmare on social media. With screenshots of you and your squad finishing the dungeon, screenshot either with the victory pop-up or you with the bad Dream River badge once you complete the dungeon. Rules: no cheating, have fun, good luck competitors. I'm still hoping that they actually look into like the runs and stuff like that, because I think that's what's like concerning players at the moment because of people cheating. I mean, there's been people cheating in decathlon, like, and there's nothing happening about that. There's people cheating on boards and nothing happens about that. So who knows, right? A lot of players don't want a cheater to win something like this. For example, if it's their first event doing something like this, we really don't want to see a cheater win and use some sort of exploit, whether it be doing some arc mastery things that you're not supposed to, whether it be other cards that like do cause buggy things. There's going to be some things I'm hoping that KI does look into and kind of is strict towards it. So let's actually talk about the rewards now, right? I think we kind of like went over everything else. Rewards, rewards. World's First prizes: one entire set of Dream Reaver gear, your school's choice. You get the Outback Rover mount and you get 10k crowns. Second place, they only get the mount and 5k crowns. Now, I know players wanted to see more prizes per se, like saying like, oh, it should be like the first like 10 get prizes. Realistically, I don't think that they should do that. Now, if we're following the Destiny 2 format, there's only World's First. There's not even a second prize. So that to hear that Wiz is even doing a second place prize is them being generous. Most games, when they have like a World's First, whatever, raid, dungeon, like Destiny, there's only the first team that gets it. The first team gets like the quote unquote like exotic drop, which in this case is the Dream Reaver set. And then on top of that, they would get like an icon next to their name or like a certain like emblem. Wiz doesn't have that. So instead, we're just getting a full set and an Outback Rover mount. It would be nice if the winner gets like some sort of like cosmetic only linked to them. So you're like, hey, these guys are the people who beat the dungeon or whatever. Because hey, getting a full set of Dream Reaver gear is nice and all, but once the standard mode comes out, people are just going to farm it and everyone's going to have this gear. So keep that in mind when it comes to this set. But still, regardless, it's 10k crowns amount and you get a full set, right? A full set before the standard mode even comes out. Now, depending if the people who win are PvPers, you might get a slight advantage for a couple days till the standard mode comes out. Who knows? Which would be interesting to see. I mean, that's how it is in Destiny 2 as well, because if you're the world's first team and you get the exotic weapon, people tend to use it in PvP for however long till people actually go out and farm the actual raid or dungeon. So there's that. Now, FAQ/rules. I don't know what the dungeon is like. That's the point. Everyone has to go in and learn the new mechanics. You got this. I feel like this is a straightforward question. I'm really surprised someone is asking this, but yes, we do not know what the dungeon looks like. All we know is this image, and we knew what the gear looks like because it was in test round. But this image, which shows like a shadow, I guess everyone's calling it Shadow Freddy. I don't know. And there's like the wisp right here with some sort of like effect. It reminds me of like Kisma's curse in a way. I don't know. Maybe you have to release the wisp. I have no clue. And then there's like this little light thing. Don't know. Now, how are we rewarding these winners? We'll reach out to the individual who posted hashtag Wizard101 and hashtag World's First Nightmare. What if I don't want to participate? Let's say I just don't want to do the challenge mode. It's optional. We expect people to struggle at the beginning, but if you can take the heat, you may be world's first to complete the Nightmare Dungeon. Can I use third-party tools and engines to win? No, of course not. Any cheating, any kind will disqualify you and may even result in sanctions on your account. So they will be looking into this, and I am glad they are, right? I think that was like the kind of like scary thing, but I mean, still, we don't know what is qualified as cheating, because people are asking, even me, can I use troll in the dungeon? Now, I don't know if they fixed the troll bug, right? Because troll is doing more than intended right now when you're detonating a dot. Now, depending on how Cam and everybody designed these fights, I would assume there's some sort of cheat that like makes it so like you can't even have a dot on some of these fights. So maybe troll isn't as effective as players think. And of course, I'm not going to be able to use Scald Incendiate. I think players will probably ask me this, but yes, I can't use Scald Incendiate, guys. It's challenge mode, so anything that's advanced combat is allowed. So enchants, no. Like, of course I can use like think of it as like a raid. I can use my cards that I use in the raid, like my Jins, my Onis and everything like that. It's not like I can just like walk in there with like the mass feint or something like that. Like, I just can't do that, right? So there's that. Overall, I think this is a positive response for me when it comes to this event. It's just that I really hope Wiz is going to look into this. Now, I think the question is am I going to participate? I probably will. Of course, I will stream my runs, right? I think a lot of players want me to do this. I've heard pings in multiple discords. I've seen Speedster even tweet about it, saying that he wants me to win. And a lot of people are rooting for me, right? But anything's possible, guys. Like, I hope you guys know, just because I do upload PvE content, that doesn't mean I am like the god of all PvE or something. Like, no, I am definitely not. I do a lot of PvE guides and stuff like that, but I'm not like a designated badge farm person and stuff like that. Like, I like cheese, I like cheesing bosses, I like messing around in boss fights, but this is a completely different level of Wiz that we're gonna experience for the first time. So I will still try my best regardless. And I mean, hey, if I get world's first or even second place, that's a dub. I mean, even if I beat the dungeon, that is a W regardless. Even if you guys, just keep that in mind, even if you guys don't even beat the dungeon world's first or world's second, but you do get it later on the line, it's still a W regardless, right? Because this is going to be one of the hardest dungeons in Wiz, because it is challenge mode. Of course, if it's buggy and people find out like how to beat the bosses like nothing, that's gonna be different. But still, it's going to be a tough dungeon, and this is what players have been wanting for a while. And of course, we have an event regarding it too, so it would be nice. I'm hoping that, you know, maybe not this event, but like an event in the future, we get to see some commentating from the KI devs. Maybe that they have like multiple streams open and they like tune into different streamers and commentate over them and seeing what they're doing. It would be really nice to see. And I mean, hey, they're getting free promotion out of it. I think that would be something nice to do. I know a lot of companies do that, or like even other streamers where they'll just commentate over everyone else and see how they're doing in their runs. So who knows, maybe they won't do this event, but hopefully next event in the future they do something like that, and it'd be really nice to see. So regardless, we'll see what happens with the Nightmare Dungeon, and I will try my best when it does come out. And hopefully me, Dream, I think Edak and Play are probably going to be doing it with me too. So I think I already have a team, but once we run it, I mean, who knows, we will try our best. And I'm going to be using some tactics that I probably haven't used in such a long time. So there's that. But that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and you guys got to see my opinions on this. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below. You guys think this is a W for Wiz? Is this something that you wanted to see in Wizard101? Let me know. And yeah, so leave a like, subscribe, all that type of stuff, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.